Okay, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. Happy Friday, fun day. However, it's not exactly live, folks. That's right. If all goes well, I am watching this video at the moment with you, but I wanted to record the Friday Fun Day in the same Friday Fun format. And we'll be doing this as a premiere, which means I'm typing along with all of you as you chat. I wanted to make sure you could all visit amongst each other because I know how many of you love being part of our community right here at Stitchin Heaven. And before we go any further, hey folks, my name is Rob Appell, and I am a quilt maker here on YouTube for Stitchin Heaven, and I'm super blessed to be out in Texas. We've had an incredibly busy few weeks, my goodness, and I'm going to tell you all about it over the next little bit. And normally, yes, we do a live video on Friday afternoons, and this is the format we do it in, and I kind of produce it here on my iPad for you all. But I am traveling home from Texas, and I'm not sure I will actually be arriving by that 5 o'clock somewhere. So I wanted to make sure we had this fun video up today where we're going to talk a lot about the retreat. We're going to talk about some of the special events and everything that are coming up. And again, if all goes super, super well and I get home early, I might be playing this video while I'm live anyways and just standing there with all of you because I wouldn't want to miss the opportunity to spend time with my wonderful quilting community. And while I say that, thank you so much, folks. We had a huge boost this last week, and I'm pretty sure it was because of that quarter-inch quilt video. But yeah, check it out, folks. 61,000 subscribers. We picked up 2,000 subscribers in less than a week. Thank you so very much for joining my community. If you are not already subscribed, please do so now. As a matter of fact, smash that like button and share this video out there with all of your friends so that everybody that has viewed me on my past channels can find me here at Stitchin Heaven, which is super cool. We are also really, really motivated to grow that community of quilters. So we also have a private Facebook group, which is also growing leaps and bounds. Check it out, folks. We're already over 2,000 members there and also growing several each and every day. So make sure you check that out also. It's super cool, and I'm super excited to have all of you coming in there. You will have to answer a few questions so that myself, the gatekeeper, can let you through, but that's not a problem at all. Now, like I said, we've got a pretty busy show today, and I want to blast through so that at the end we can talk once again about this awesome, well, I should call it an epic quilt that's behind me. I think some of you know where we're going with that. But before so, let's go ahead and discuss. We have our long arm training event coming up from Handy Quilter. This is a Handy Quilter sponsored event, but it will be taking place right here in our Expo Center in Quitman, Texas. That'll be October 16th, 17th, and 18th, and you can see we have an incredible lineup. 3 full days of classes, and this is a great way for you either to get more educated about the tools you already have, or folks, if you're considering purchasing a long arm or a sit down mid arm machine or even the software, this is the perfect time for you to come out, put your hands on the equipment, talk to the educators, talk to the experts, and really hone in your purchase. We know that many of you are very interested in doing your own quilting at home. Of course, I do it both domestically or seated, like on a standard machine, as well as I do it on a long arm. And I like both ways for both reasons. And if I can help you in any way, you are also welcome to shoot me an email, rob@stitchinheaven.com. Ask me my personal opinions, of course. I think the long arms are great, but I still do a lot of my sewing here on the domestic machine as well. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the block of the month behind me. Before we dive into that, though, I did receive one picture. Thank you again, Patty, for our show and tell this week. Now, this is really cool. Patty's used ombre fabrics to make a really neat effect with this quilt. This is very, very cool. Patty, I don't know if it was a pattern or not, but man, I will tell you, this is a great quilt and I love it. Thank you so much for sending it in. And yes, folks, if you'd like to send your quilts in, please just go ahead and send them to that. Let me see if I can find the email address here for you. That's right. Right there, info@stitchinheaven.com. That is not what we're looking for. This is the one we're looking for. There it is, Rob Appell, rob@stitchinheaven.com. And you can send me your photos. And if you want to put a brief description up there, if not, I will make one up for you. And I'd love to share your quilts with the community. And again, that's also what our Facebook group is all about for you. So that's really, really exciting. And thanks again, Patty, for sending in that photo. So now as we bouncing back, I wanted to tell you about our Arabella, our Epic. So 2 things we're going to talk about. Arabella, which is one of the videos that I keep putting up each month. It's a block of the month. And we have other great videos this week that I put in the description. But as I'm standing here almost live, I realized I forgot to put the thumbnails in. So like I was starting to say, I think one of the reasons we've done so well this week in numbers is I put out a video that I learned a trick from some students who are at the retreat center that have taken a lot of classes from Debbie Caffrey, where she's actually teaching us to cut 1.5-inch strips, sew them with what we think. This is the key, with what we think is the 1/4-inch seam allowance, whether it's an edge guide, markers, a foot, whatever it is. But I'll tell you folks, there's a lot that happens between how we cut, the thickness of our thread, the actual markers on our machine, and then how we press. So that's what I was trying to put together in all of the videos. I overcomplicate it as I normally do, but that's okay. I hear that's what you love about me. The final, and if you look at the comments from that video, a lot of folks that also have taken this technique and really use it, they just are measuring the center strip. So folks that commented on the video, thank you very much for adding that extra info that I forgot to say. We can measure the center strip and find that it's 1 inch, but what we're really trying to do is calibrate our machine to our thread, to our pressing, to our cutting, to our fabrics, so that when we're done, we have an awesome 1/4 inch. And that becomes very important when we're doing quilts like the quilt behind me that have a lot of star points. You don't want to cheat yourself and have those points go missing, right? So that was the video that came out last week. And also I did a really fun little recap of the time when Charisma Horton, my friend and fabulous pattern designer, also an epic pattern designer, of course. You all know Charisma. But anyway, so Charisma and I were on a road trip and we stopped by our dear friend Alex Anderson's home. And we do have another video coming down the road that's much more professional where Alex will show us some of the quilts in her home. But that day we just started to goof around and we decided to make a video about making a lemonade stand and giving away lemonade, which was a lot harder than making the lemonade stand itself, folks. So anyways, check out those videos. They're here on YouTube. They're recorded. They're out there for you. Share them with your friends. Encourage folks, especially that lemonade stand video. It's really kind of goofy and fun, but the end is really special where Charisma and Alex are sharing a few moments of special quality time together. So that's pretty awesome. And so, yeah, I wanted to let you know I've been filming the Arabella videos, and I want to point out now, Arabella Block of the Month is going to restart in January 2025. I'm on block 6 myself, and yes, we are putting together all of the videos for all 12 months. I'm filming and editing those as we speak. And so, yes, starting next year in January, you could binge it like Netflix style and do all 12 months in the same week if you were really nutso, because you get the book. But of course, if you're doing block of the month with us, you're going to get the fabric sent to you each month as you need to go. The videos will be evergreen. They're out there. They're using the same fabrics and all that, so that'll be terrific. And what I'm actually doing starting in January is I'm going to start with all of you on Epic. This is the block of the month that Charisma did as the follow-up to Fabulous. And we've kind of come up with this really fun little video. Actually, I was out there this morning on the roof sweating it up. So again, compliments to our awesome videographer, Elijah, who shot this morning. And now look at it. We already have it for you this afternoon. Check this out, folks. This is cool. Hello, quilt makers. I'm Rob Appell from Stitchin Heaven out in Quitman, Texas, and I am super excited to invite you all to join me for this quilt block of the month that is going to be of epic proportion. That's right. Starting January 2025, we will start sending you all the pattern pages you need for Epic, this awesome 12-month block of the month program designed by my dear friend Charisma Horton. Even better, it uses all of my new and newer world's fabrics by Tex. Plus, I'm creating an entire video series where I will teach you each month how to make the blocks you need to put together this incredible quilt. Make sure you sign up today for Epic. Right? Isn't that a fun little ad we just put together? So at any rate, yeah, you'll be seeing that when you see it come across Facebook. Again, please share that with all of your friends and family that are interested in block of the month quilts. This is the continuation to what was Fabulous a couple years ago. And like I was saying, this does use all of the new world's fabrics and newer world's fabrics, and it is going to be awesome. So yes, Arabella block of the month videos will continue out on our 3rd week of each month throughout the end of this year, 2024. And then starting in January of 2025, we'll begin the month-by-month series here with our epic awesome quilt here. But like I said, we'll also have our fantastic Arabella video series still continuing. So you have 2 awesome quilts to sew along with us next year. No problems there. And now as we go through, I think it is time, folks, for the grateful list. I just want to show you real quick before I dive into that. There is the epic block of the month. You can find it, and it is a pre-cut, folks, which means it's going to be even all of the easier for you as we go. So as we dive in now, let's go ahead and hit that grateful list. This is just a time where I like to share the things that I'm most grateful for over the last week. Folks, if you have not gotten into the habit of doing this, I really encourage you when you get up in the morning, just set a little bit of a precedent for the rest of your day and write down what you've been grateful for. When you start the day off right, often the rest of the day goes as well. So here's my grateful list for the week. Let's bring it onto the screen, folks. Here we go. So first of all, the long trip to Texas. So yes, even though I live out in California, and I'm going to stop right there, folks, let's talk about this for a second. I'm a little disappointed. 2 comments since the political season has started, basically being upset with Stitchin Heaven that I live in California part-time. Folks, I live in California part-time because that's where my family's at. I work in Texas part-time because that's where my family's at. Folks, I'm a quilt maker. I'm not a politician, so I'm going to ask you to leave your political rhetoric off of this channel, okay? We're here to make quilts. We're here to make friends. We're here to support each other. So if you don't like surfers out in California, well, that's one thing. But if you're deciding that you don't like Stitchin Heaven because I live in California, well, you're really missing the boat. This is a great shop, and it really shouldn't matter where I decide to rest my head because it's really about creativity, isn't it? Okay, soapbox is over. Back to the grateful list. Long trip to Texas. Yes, I've been here for 2 full weeks. I flew in a little earlier, and it was awesome because I traveled on a weekday, and it was nice because of the travel schedule made for me arriving a little bit earlier. And the reason is because, yes, on August 7th through 11, we did the Fabric Fusion Rob Appell retreat. And that's why number 2 on the grateful list is no sleep. So I know number 3 is also about the retreat. We're going to get to this, and we're going to show you some wonderful photos of everything that happened. But folks, we couldn't stop laughing. That's right. I had Andrew Lee, the combat quilter, as my retreat roommate, and the 2 of us must have been up till 1:30 or 2 every morning, just comparing awesome creative notes, talking about the great things that had happened, planning our next day. We dressed as twins each day. We had a wonderful time really bringing together the sewing community. So Andrew, if you have recovered and are watching this live, thank you so very much for all of the personal support and camaraderie and creativity that you've offered into my life. Mark, I'm sorry you couldn't be here to join the rest of the All-Stars, but everybody else, man, it was just so fantastic. So no sleep is number 2 on the grateful list. I love it when I get so tired I don't know what to do with myself and I become tongue-tied. So that's what happened for me. Number 3 is the actual retreat success. And when you look at it, folks, it was incredible. Yes, we had about 30 folks that joined me for the Fabric Fusions. We had a few that couldn't make it at the last minute due to health concerns, but look at this incredible group. Are these folks not amazing? And of course, we had lots of shenanigans going on throughout the whole time. If you look close in the picture, you can see Andrew and I at the moment are dressed as twins in our overalls and pink shirts. And because of all the shenanigans, folks, I had to dress in uniform while teaching. And this is the only way I can keep control of such a rowdy group is to show up as the referee himself. I would like to say thank you to some of my new friends who brought me a super cool Rob's Retreat shirt. And now I get to match up with them and have a great time. And then, folks, as I bragged about before, some of the highlights were the fact that I was teaching other teachers and YouTube personalities. So our dear friend Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches on YouTube not only was on the cruise, but also showed up even though she can't stand my applique technique. She said I was too fun to not hang out with, and she even let me give her a tattoo while she's here. Also in the photo booth that day, my dear friend Lisa Stans from Unraveled out in Spencer, Indiana. Lisa and I go way back. I refer to her as one of my support angels, and that is exactly who she is. Lisa, I love you. Carl Sass, who many of you see in the comments on all of our wonderful videos. Carl is a quilter and one of my biggest supporters out there. Carl, thank you for all of the energy and effort you put forward. Carl is kind of like the host with the most. He made sure everyone was having the time of their lives. Marcia Davis, her and her husband came out from the Wooden Spool in Odessa, Texas. They have been also part of our veteran celebrations. They've been part of our Patriot Cruise, and it always means the world to me when other shop owners come out and support our shop here. That's just incredible. And of course, my former friend Andrew Lee in his all-star jersey, Carl there behind us in his Carefree Quilter shirt, and me in my uniform trying to keep control of the room. We had a blast. And the reason I always say the joke, former friend Andrew Lee, it's only because he always wears his Team Tiffany shirt to quilt class. And of course, I am Team Rob. We are the best of buddies, folks. Please understand my joke when I say that. But he constantly sends me pictures of himself when we're not dressed to match, wearing his Passion for Precision shirt. So those of you who are getting excited about the New Year sew along, the artwork is getting assembled right now. We have the mystery already set. Next month when I come out to town, Tiffany and I will begin promoting all of the advertising and everything to let you know about the about the mystery quilt along that happens on New Year's Day. Mark your calendars. You've done it with us the past 2 years. You know it's amazing. We don't want you to miss out. We're doing it again. It will be New Year's Day. It will be a mystery, and it will be Tiffany and I, and it will be incredible. So with that said, I have another little fun video. Again, compliments to our fantastic videographer out here. Elijah was putting this together and kind of behind the scenes cinematography. And I just want to say thanks for the incredible shots. And here's a little bit of the shenanigans that were going on during the retreat. Oh, there you are. Come on, the retreat's already started. What a bunch of goofballs, right? But when you're having that much fun creating together, I mean, how could it not be as fun or more than what you just saw there? Okay, now I believe we were still in the grateful list, folks. So let's bring this back onto the screen here one last time and finish up with Stitchin Heaven Live. That's right. The last thing I am grateful for this week is the fact that KT and Sandy got caught in the air yesterday. Well, now technically 2 days because this is the recorded live version, which hopefully we're all still watching together, right? But yeah, if you were not aware, we have just started a really cool new platform. You can access it directly on our website. We also have the app, and it is Stitchin Heaven Live. It's a live selling show with Karen Taylor, who you all know from Scarlet Thread out in Georgia, right? But look at this, folks. They let me do it. That's right. I showed up a couple of days ago on the live because Sandy and KT were flying to Sarasota to make sure that everybody got to hear all about the super cool Holiday in a Hurry second edition that they're working on. It's going to be amazing. They put this together with the folks that we love to stitch, and you can watch the replays. That's what I thought would be really fun to point out here. So yes, we have this really fun banner up, but generally the replay videos will last for several days, and you can still shop from the replay video. Now, I wasn't really prepared to do much selling, and that's okay because I consider myself a bunch of a teacher more than a seltzer, something like that, right? But what I did is I put up this quilt, I talked about it, talked about all of my fabrics from new and newer world, showed a bunch of my kits, showed a bunch of the way that the fabrics work together with the quilt. So I think it's something that a lot of you probably have seen parts and pieces of. Maybe you want to see it all together, but also, of course, you can catch those replays where we have that wonderful program where we have exclusive pricing right now and for the next few days on that Holiday in a Hurry second edition. So anyways, this live selling, there is an app for your Google phone, or your Android phone, excuse me, on the Google Play Store. There is also an app on the Apple Store, which are really great to watch. When you do that, you can check out right in the app. You can also watch us on Facebook or on our stitchinheaven.com, and either of those will just engage you right into the shopping cart feature there. And it's just really a cool and a fun way. We often do 3 shows a week, and every now and again we'll drop in a special one on Saturdays for you. So anyways, it was really fun. KT, Sandy, thank you for trusting me with your camera and letting me take over yesterday. I hope I did okay. I was told I was a man of many hats. Let's bring that silly picture back up again. And that was mostly because KT and Sandy the days before were talking about not having enough hats that they liked. So anyways, we just have fun around here. That's what we do at Stitchin Heaven. Having a blast, as you can see, with all of my friends. And yes, we do have lady quilters that show up at times as well, right? Look at that group again. Super great. And as I'm wrapping up today's show, I'm sorry that I don't have a place to actually take live questions, right? But if you've been participating, because this ended up as a posted version in the premiere section, I will make sure I go back and answer all of those questions or all of those comments you have for me. If we're actually watching this together on the live, but I'm just playing the video and now I'm standing here and I don't know why I'm not doing this in person, awesome, all the better. I'm glad we pulled it off, folks. I am very fortunate to get to travel all of the time to all kinds of awesome quilting related events. So I'm trying to find the best way that I don't miss those moments with my live community as well. And so I hope you like today's format. If not, let me know, and we'll keep figuring out ways to enjoy getting together at least once a week and just chatting, just sharing, and just supporting each other in the community. And it was really important for me today to make sure this link in this feed was open, because I know how many new friends were made during the retreat we just had here at Stitchin Heaven. Folks, I've got a bunch of great retreats coming up. You can still sign up for several of them. I know that we're going to have a blast during Camp New Year's. They're actually putting on a retreat while I am here in town doing the New Year's sew along, which is going to be awesome. And I also will be coming back for the Quilting Expo. So make sure you are starting to look at our events page throughout the end of the year, and you're putting on your to-do list the things that have been on your bucket list. All right, folks, thank you so very much for joining me today on this recorded live version. I hope it worked out. Either way, I will see you on Wednesday with an awesome tutorial, and next Friday I will be live from the home studio. Thanks again, folks, and please stay well.